Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Bayana Midday News, coming to you live from Benap House, Atomic Junction, Medina. I'm Khadija Tukubra Kayla, and coming up this afternoon, NDC slams EC over technical hitches during voter registration exercise. Also, teacher union give government 7-day ultimatum and also threaten to lay down their tools. And in politics this afternoon, Ghanaians will vote to erase Akufo-Addo's horrifying legacy, says Van der Poel. Remember, this news is also live on Facebook and YouTube at Bayana TV. Stay with us for details of the stories. Thank you for staying with us. Now to our first story. The Eastern Regional Secretariat of the National Democratic Congress has expressed dissatisfaction with the Electoral Commissions over the technical issues that affected the limited voter registration exercise on its first day. The NDC described the situation as a lazy-man approach and questioned the competence of the EC's technical team.
According to the opposition NDC, most district officers had not registered a single individual by 11 a.m. on Tuesday, May 7, 2024, due to the technical glitches. In response, the EC has stated that they have resolved the internet connectivity issues that caused delays in several registration centers by noon, allowing the exercise to proceed smoothly across the country. However, the NDC, in a statement on Tuesday, May 7th, argued that this incident highlights the incompetency of the EC's technical team, as they had previously faced challenges during the district-level elections the previous year. The regional NDC emphasized the importance of addressing these technical issues promptly to ensure a successful registration process and a fair general elections on December 7, 2024.
And in education this afternoon, the leadership of 3 teacher unions in the Bono East and Ahafo regions have given the government a 7-day ultimatum to pay certain allowances of teachers or face their anger. They are the Ghana National Association of Teachers, the National Association of Graduate Teachers, and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers. The unions are demanding the government to pay allowances, including deprived area, extra assessment, book, data and online teaching support, as well as upward adjustment of continuing professional development allowance.
At a news conference in Sunyani, the unions expressed their displeasure about what they describe as the government's lackadaisical attitude and failure to pay the allowances as contained in the collective bargaining agreement by May 13, 2024. Addressing the media, the Bono East and Ahafo Regional Secretariat of NAT, Mr. Adobasum Ibrahim, said the unions would have no other option than to lay their tools down if government fails to honor its promises. Flanked by Mr. Augustine Akwowoki and Mr. William Owusu Achiao, the Bono East and Ahafo Regional Secretariats of the NAGRAT and CCTGH respectively, Mr. Adobasum said the unions also demanded a comprehensive and satisfactory agreement that addressed the welfare, job security and professional development of teachers. According to Adobasum, teachers play an integral role in the quest to achieving the nation's anticipated education objectives, saying the teacher shapes and determines the outcome of the learning processes and ensures the success of the educational system. But government has consistently demonstrated a lack of commitment and urgency in addressing teachers' concerns, despite their tireless efforts and good faith.
We have gathered you here today to express our deep frustration and disappointment at the government's lackadaisical attitude towards negotiating our condition of service and scheme of service tabled by the leadership of the three teacher unions, NAT, NAGRAT, and CCT Ghana. We wish to reiterate that in Ghana's quest to achieve its anticipated education objectives, the teacher plays a pivotal role. The teacher, perhaps more than anybody else, shapes and determines the outcomes of the learning processes and ensures, in effect, the success of the educational system. We call on our employer, the Ghana Education Service, once again to honor its promises and commitment to our members by addressing our concerns over the allowances mentioned above.
Away from that, the Executive Director of Ghana Integrity Initiative, Mary Ada, has raised significant concerns regarding the conduct of the Economic and Organized Crime Office and the Office of the Special Prosecutor in the investigations of the former Sanitation Minister, Cecilia Dapaah. According to her, the current trajectory of the case involving the former Sanitation Minister reinforces the perception of bias and the notion that some high-profile individuals are beyond the reach of the law.
Madam Mary Ada expressed disappointment over the lack of communication between YOCO and OSP, which she said had led to a standstill in certain investigations. Madam Ada said the attitude of the two bodies gives the impression that something is being concealed and some people are untouchable. YOCO disclosed on Monday 6th that it intended to return the docket on the former minister to the OSP. This, according to the Executive Director of YOCO, Mamiya Tiwa Adodankwa, follows the advice from the Office of the Attorney General against the initiation of money laundering investigations into Cecilia Dapaah's case, citing failure by the OSP to establish evidence of corruption or corruption-related offences. She said that there was nothing her outfit could do. Meanwhile, the Director of Strategy, Research and Communications at the Office of the Special Prosecutor, Samuel Apiadako, disclosed that YOCO had already returned the docket on former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaah to him. YOCO's assertion that it intends to return the docket are untrue because that has already happened.
Also, the young Ghanaian contending for the Ghana's World Records title for longest walk by an individual, Seydou Rafiu, says his decision to take the challenge was aimed at preaching peace ahead of the December elections.
Rafiu started his journey on Saturday, April 27th and completed the 383 kilometers walk in 96 hours from Techiman to Accra. He climaxed his record attempt earlier Tuesday, 30th April, at the Independence Square in Osu. Speaking to the media, Rafiu, who used to be a teacher, said his aspiration is to build a career in the military. He described the attempt as difficult and painful and said he was determined to use the walkathon platform to preach peace. He thanked the Ghana Ambulance and Police Services for the escort and support they offered to make the attempt possible. In the end, Rafiu covered 254 kilometers in a 4-day period from Accra to Techiman.
We know what happened in Techiman during the election 2020. Some got injured and others lost their lives. So we are not hoping for such things to happen in 2024 election. So I'm trying to deliver this message to the youth to come together as one so that we have a peaceful election.
And in politics, the Member of Parliament for Ododo Diodio, Edwin Lante Vanderpoy, says Ghanaians will elect former President John Mahama in the upcoming December polls to erase the horrifying legacy of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. President Akufo-Addo on Tuesday, May 7th, urged Ghanaians not to vote for the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress in the upcoming December elections. According to President Akufo-Addo, electing John Dramani Mahama would compromise the progress made during his tenure and put the nation's path at risk.
While addressing supporters at a mini rally in Dobro in the Greater Accra region, following a visit to Blue Skies Limited, President Akufo-Addo expressed his support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the ideal presidential candidate. However, Member of Parliament for Ododo-Diodio constituency believes that Ghanaians are poised for change. He suggested that President Akufo-Addo should have apologized to Ghanaians for failing them and leading the country into significant hardship. Mr. Van der Poel further added that President Akufo-Addo will be remembered as the worst president in the nation's history. According to him, the Nana Akufo-Addo is the most corrupt president in the history of Ghana, adding that the economy today is worse than at any time in the history of the country, insisting that John Mahama will be the one to rescue the economy. Mr. Van der Poel believes the youth are looking for a leader who is capable of changing the legacy of youth unemployment and hopelessness left behind by Akufo-Addo. Hence, so Ghanaians will vote for change.
Onipa biba mi betu no wakonwa no so no a bibia me ye no so enya no fe.
I cannot hand over to someone who isn't pleased by anything I do. He will just come and destroy what I've built. So I'm pleading with you to vote for a trustworthy person with whom I've worked for 7 years. He goes by the name Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
The friend of Mahamadou Bawumia. Yeah, Kwamana, Wababe Dimade, Wababe Dimade, Minabaso Yakupon Samunia.
And in sports, the strong bonds of collaboration and friendship between the Saudi Arabia Football Federation and Ghana Football Association were on full display once again this past weekend during a 3-day FIFA referees workshop in Jeddah. The event, organized by the Saudi Arabia Federation of Football, welcomed Saudi and Ghanaian match officials for a series of theoretical and practical sessions to enhance refereeing standards, increase knowledge exchange, and nurture talented up-and-coming referees.
Following an invitation from SAF, Ghanaian Women Premier and Division 1 League referees Bless Yao Selom and Juliet Apia joined the Saudi Pro League counterpart from May 2nd to 4th with a workshop described as beneficial and influential for all. Speaking at the event, Chairman of the Referees Committee at SAF, Manuel Navarro, said the workshop offers invaluable opportunity as part of the future-focused partnership that long stood between the Saudi Arabian Football Federation and Ghana Football Association. He said, as both the GFA and SAF strive for growth, development and excellence across the entire football ecosystem, refereeing is amongst the many primary areas of focus, adding that aspect of the game demands world-class talent with exceptional decision-making capabilities as well as an inundated understanding of all aspects of officiating. In addition to the Saudi and Ghanaian referees, the Syrian Football Association (SFA) Referees Committee Chairman Mohammed Kosa also joined the meeting as part of the ongoing partnership between SAF and the SFA.
And this is what we have for you on our midday news. I'm Khadija Tukubra Keilani. Have a good afternoon.